Look, tap in, log in. Smoke a lot radio, we going all in.
Tap in, log in. Smoke a lot radio, we going all in.
Tap in, log in. Smoke a lot radio, we going all in.
The squad making sure we all win. Smoke a lot radio, we going all in.
As far as 187 proof, a lot of songs sound good and everything, but 187 proof is just like, man, I dreamt that. Like I dreamt that I was a rapper, and in my dream, 187 proof was my hit song.
Wow. Hold on. Before you made it, you had a dream about that.
Swear to God on everything I love.
Oh, God is good.
You heard it here first on Smoke a Lot Radio.
Yeah, so I went to sleep.
So, did you make the song before you had that dream, or you didn't make the song?
No, in my dream, I listened to the song, and I pulled it out of my dream and started writing it.
Manifested that.
So I woke up and started writing 187 proof out of my dream, and that's what it, and. As well as I do, that's the song that got me to the point to where I'm even sitting here talking to you.
Yeah, you done wrote hits. You ain't never had that something in the morning feeling right them bars now, like that type of Jones?
Always.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. Any of you artists out there who listening, if y'all start hearing songs in your dreams and stuff like that, wake your ass up and write that shit. That's
had me want to try every liquor in the goddamn
Don't just let that shit pass.
That's when I had a strong belly then. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, whatever the fuck he said on there, if you didn't go try some of that shit, at least say, oh yeah, that's nasty, that's bomb, you gotta mix that with that. You wasn't fucking with Spice like that.
Bro, he was like Spice was our party music. Him and DJ Quick. DJ Quick had the Tonight, and Spice had the 187 proof.
We broke up the party then.
We going
We fucked some bitches
crazy.
with Quick shit.
Yeah,
we broke the party up.
House party, nigga. Oh yeah, Spice
Fuck
shit.
that.
Nigga stomped out. Nigga stomped out. So
Trigger guns no
that
hard.
was what we
Can't
grew
dance
up
to,
my nigga. So
I had to give y'all some theme music.
Man, you gave us the theme music.
Boom, ba-ga-ga-gong.
Niggas was drinking Thunderbird, Night Train and Thunderbird. It was the neighborhood snitch named Thunderbird.
I had the Strawberry Hill.
That's called Shake 'em Up. We was drinking Night Train, Thunderbird, Shake. That's when you mix the Kool-Aid with the Thunderbird and shake it up. It's called Shake 'em Up. Yeah.
The Kool-Aid with the Thunderbird wasn't no joke, man. You know what I'm saying?
You could damn near mix the Kool-Aid with the Pinot Grigio. That's the same shit that we was doing. We mix Kool-Aid with wine.
Kool-Aid with that silver satin with the yellow Kool-Aid because I didn't want to fuck up my white t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? You got to go roll the Shaw that night.
So.
Spill it.
So. What made you do the ultimate breakdown of every liquor and made them niggas like notorious dope dealers and pimps and hoes and prostitutes? Like, nigga could talk about drinking, but what made you make these niggas like notorious, like, street niggas? Like, what made you think of that idea? That was totally out of the box, my nigga.
Well, when I woke up, I swear to God, when I woke up,
you could have just said, I drink all this shit.
Yeah, I woke up from a dream and I was like, because I heard when I walked up on this nigga and he was playing some shit real loud, and I was like, hey man, what's that you playing? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, Spice One, this the new shit. And something said, stick your head in the car and see what song made you famous.
In your dream.
In my dream. So I stuck my head in the car and I heard myself say E had the 9 and J the AK, right?
That was you heard in your dream.
I heard myself say this, right?
E had the 9 and J the AK. Oh my Lord.
And so I wake up and I'm like, I wake up, my nigga, and it's like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, who the fuck is E and who the fuck is J? Like who the fuck is E and who the fuck is J? Like who the fuck is that? And I was like, I got a homie named E, and I got a homie named J. Like, I started thinking, I was like, E and J, and I was like, oh,
the liquor.
I was like E and J.
Jerk.
I was like, damn, then I started going. I was like, E and J. I said, what if they clocked them if they sold dope on Hennessy Street? And I started laughing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, fuck it, just keep going. So I picked up the pen and the pad. and started going. You know what I'm saying? And got all the liquors I could think of and shit. And got to the, you know, I spit it to the homie the next morning. He was like, I couldn't get it out good. So he was looking at me like I know what the fuck I was talking about. Nigga, you guys is crazy. Like, come on, let's go roll a blunt or something. You know what I'm saying? But once I got it down and I started spitting it, and you know, that nigga was like, don't say that rap in front of nobody else. Like don't.
Somebody gonna steal it.
Yeah, he was like, don't say that shit in front of nobody else or whatever. You know, wherever you at, you can say all your other shit, but don't say that.
Don't say that one.
And so, you know, they'll look at me like, don't be fucking. I'll be in the crowd, nigga be looking at me like, don't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, all right, you know, I'll get the other shit, but. Yeah, you know, it was just, it all came out of the dream. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying?
It was all a dream.
Yeah, I walked in a liquor store to do the second
Notice
verse.
Biggie said that. It was all a dream.
Yeah.
I used to read.
Christopher said that.
Oh, man, this shit was all a dream. Like, every rapper, like, we had the UFC dude yesterday, and he said he got the glow.
Maximum pain.
After finally really maximizing his potential on what he was studying. Like, he started seeing shit in slow motion instead of fast. You know what I mean? That's the glow. Like, he could counteract some. Like, he's in mid-action in the ring, and shit is slow.
Shit.
So you
The
glow
nigga that
in your
knocked
dream.
the nigga earlobe off, he seen the nigga throw the, he like, oh, man, whatever. Blah, you get
It was a glow lobe.
It was a glow. Like, literally, so, with this rap shit, Spice, I prayed for this shit, bro. I was in juvenile hall, and it was like you, all a dream, but it was all a prayer. I prayed to God. I was a Muslim. I prayed to the East. Everybody hear the story. I prayed to the East as a Muslim in juvenile hall in Los Angeles camp. Like, get me a way out of this, Lord. You know what I mean? Woo, 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 woo. I was a rhymer. I could rap. Like, everybody could rhyme words. But once that prayer was heard, like you said, it would start coming in my dreams. And all I had to do was write it down. Like how you said you had a homie named E and J.
Yeah.
All this shit is coming in my head. All I had to do was write it down, my nigga. Period. It just hit. I never had them ideas until I prayed for it. It was like a night and day. And I know the energy. I know what you talking about.
And then
it's special, my nigga. It's
spit that
spiritual.
shit like you mean it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's from, you know, I don't know where the fuck it's from, but you know, it comes. Like,
It's the glow.
And you don't
Deny it.
ignore it or deny it or none of that shit. When
'Cause
it
it's
comes
keep
to you,
coming.
you're supposed to use that shit and write whatever the fuck you got to write down. And
When you got that
You know
glow,
what I'm saying? You can't just disrespect the glow, man. You know what I'm
power
saying?
of
Okay.
elevation.
It's there though, you know what I'm saying? It
Look
really
at
is,
this
you know
tray.
what I'm
It's
saying?
really the glow, bro.
Because
Like,
a lot of, you know, a lot of motherfuckers, you know, it's a difference between being really, really good at something and being, you know, the best at something and being great at something. But then again, there's being talented at something.
talented or
A motherfucker that's
being
talented at
able to
something.
do something.
Yeah, a motherfucker that's talented at it, then he's doing that shit effortlessly.
Effortless.
If he's talented at it, you know what I'm saying? Like Jordan. Like Jordan was doing all that shit with no fucking. He was just like, you know, I'm gonna dunk on your ass, nigga. Okay, y'all think I ain't gonna score 40 points tonight? Watch me score 40 points. It's less than nothing, you know. I'm gonna pop my collar while I'm doing. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna dunk on your motherfucking ass. How tall is you? 7 feet tall? I'm finna dunk on you too, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Posterize your ass, nigga.
So do you think hard work trumps talent?
Yeah, you know, it does, but it still takes, you know, you have to be bred and born for this shit. You gotta love this game.
Yeah.
You gotta be bred and born for this shit. You gotta be able to accept your fans at 4 o'clock in the morning when you sick and or one of your best friends just passed away. You gotta be able to accept one of your fans walking up to you saying, hey nigga, I love your shit. Spice won. You know, and if you can't do that, you know, you don't need to be in a game. It's a lot of, you know, you don't get a fucking day off in this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? When that motherfucking bat signal flash in the air,
time to go.
It's time to go. regardless of what your girl say, or what your mama say, or what anybody say. You got to go, nigga. That's what you here for.
The hardest shit is about what your kids say. It's separating from your kids, man. That's the hardest, man. Well, kids be missing a nigga.
You got to put your family first, and I figure everything else will fall into place. You know, once you put your family first. You know, and when you don't, shit just seems to get fucked up.
But my thing is this: it's hard being a rapper, my nigga, to put. It's either your career first or your family first. Now you could incorporate as much as you can, but when it comes to the game, bro, you on the road for numerous amounts of months away from your kids, away from your girl, away from your situation. You making money and you in the studio numerous amounts of hours. You away from your kids, your family. So it takes an amount of sacrifice to be in this shit. Like your bond that you will have with your son, you probably don't have that bond because you in the fucking studio all day and night. You know what I mean? To pay the bill, to make their future, to pay they private school, they college and all that shit. You know what I mean?
They don't look at it as a job. They look at daddy's on TV, it's fun, he ain't fucking with us.
No, it's a sad. No, they look at it like daddy ain't with us that much. He's gone a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a sacrifice. Like niggas don't look at that part of the game. It's a fucking sacrifice with your family. Like niggas will say family first as much as you want, but once you get on that road.
And it's another sacrifice people don't speak on. That's a sacrifice of your peace of mind because you got to give up being regular. Remember the one time at one spot, I was acting a certain way. You said, nigga, you got to stop acting like that. You alien now, nigga. You ain't regular.
You ain't regular.
You can't just run around like that. So
that's
certain sacrificing peace of mind also within yourself. I'm saying you got to morph into what the dream is.
What the dream is. You know what I'm saying? Period. You got to separate ties. You become an enemy, like with certain friends and shit you used to have. Like, it's hard. Family members, you kind of funk with them. Business partners, old people you used to rap with that thought they was gonna have a dream with you. You know what I mean? It shit get crazy. You know what I mean?
You know, and you have to keep going. You gotta be like a tank. You know, you gotta take all of them motherfucking hits and keep going, like missiles, grenades. You gotta take whatever the fuck kind of ammo or ammunition they shoot at you or throw at you. You gotta just keep going. You know what I'm saying? And pushing that line because, you know, especially if you know you can. You know, why not? You know, and they like, especially, you know, why you know, motherfuckers ask, you know, how you keep going all these years and all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? You know why? Because I can. Because I can keep doing it. If I couldn't, I would have quit a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, you know, I'm tired of this shit.
You ain't skipped a beat.
It's not something that you quit. It's something that eats at you every day. It's like you hungry. You know, I feed off beats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Beats is my fucking is like food to me in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mama.
Like, you send me a track, that shit is like, I'm telling you, motherfucker, we slaves to the rhythm and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
soak up this game, smoke a lot of radio.
You think we bullshit and send any of you motherfuckers out there that can make some hard ass beats, send Yuck Mouth a hard ass track and watch that nigga kill that shit. Watch him like murk that motherfucker, like kill the shit. Like, send me a beat, nigga, watch me like kill this. We like addicted to beats, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Send me some of that shit, some 808s, and let us kill the shit.
Yeah, it's muscle memory.
You're sitting some shit we don't even know why we doing this shit. We just killing the shit.
Where it go, bro? Period.
Some real shit.
That's passion.
But speaking of you going, man, now you broke down the elements of hip hop, and I really respect that because a lot of the legends, the niggas that made it, like the ones that we remember, come from the 5 elements of hip hop: breakdancing, graffiti, DJing, you know what I mean? All the other shit that came with it, you know what I mean? Rapping, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Making beats, you know what I mean? Period. Yeah. He came from the elements, you know what I mean? Period. So from the elements, going into real rap, how did you hook up with DJ Extra Large? How did you hook up with G-Nut and form your crew and get signed to Jive Records?
Well, G-Nut, and you know, he was going to the same school I went to after I transferred schools in Hayward. Pops came and got me or whatever because you know, it just wasn't right over there. And I went to a different school. I went to Hayward High, opposed to Mount Eden, and I ran into G-Nut. And I'm like, you know, looking at G-Nut like he from another set. Like I was I'm like, me and this nigga finna get down, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, where you from? He like, I'm from South Hayward. I say, okay, what's happening? You know, we cool, we straight. And we started kicking it, you know. He picked me up for school, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So he had a car, and you didn't have a car at that time.
Didn't have no car. He'd come get me.
Y'all was in high school.
Still banged
We was
on.
in high school. Yeah.
G-Nut was a nut. He picked you up in the G-Nut.
Mm-hmm. He come swoop me up. He had like a little, I think it was like a 5.0. It was a Mustang.
Oh, he had that.
With hatchback or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
No Hyundai.
Mr. Society.
Tight though, you know what I'm saying? We was straight. But he was like, I know this dude out in Richmond or in Pinole that he tight. You know, I know this DJ, so he took me to Extra Large House, and I went over there, and he had this cool ass mix with Easy E cruising down the street in my 6'4", and some other song he had mixed in with it, and I was like, impressed, like, oh, you're a savage, you know. And so we just started kicking it, 24/7. Trying to get it in, yeah. And he had heard that I was rapping with Short, and Short used to come swoop me up from the school up at we were doing a little Dangerous Crew shit or whatever up there. Back in the day, I think I was like 16.
So Short was tapped in with you before you signed the job at 16 and trying to put you down with the Dangerous Crew.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Him and
What'd you say?
Him and Ted used to
You heard it here first on Smoke A Lot Radio.
Ted Bohannon.
Yeah. Him and Ted used to come get me.
TB.
Yeah.
Come on. Was they in a Falcon? What type of car they picked you up in?
They was in that
The Benz.
that lack.
The one that Too Short took the fucking the drop barrette.
The drop barrette.
The drop barrette.
They come in the barrettes.
And look, let me tell you
Where
a story.
this car is where Too Short did his album cover on. That's Born to Mac.
Born to Mac.
Born to Mac. Born to Mac.
Let me tell you a story.
They used to pull up to your high school in that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Wow. What'd you say?
You heard it here first on Smoke A Lot Radio. Spice One was getting swooped up by Chode.
Yeah.
In the Barrettes.
And look, I used to be like, I used to try to drive the car. I used to like, let me drive. And he'd be like, you can't drive, nigga. You only 16 and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a motherfucking driver's license and shit. I'm like, nigga, let me drive. I can drive. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, nigga, you can't fucking drive, nigga. You're fucking 16. You ain't got a driver's license.
Short was a good big homie.
You know what I'm saying?
A great big
Good big homie.
Yeah.
He wanted you to have L's.
But then he was like, you want some weed, nigga? You want some 40 ounce or something shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, but I still want to drive. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming out now.
So later on that day, after I got out the studio, we went and stole a motherfucking car looked just like the one, just like that.
And when they put the Barrettes.
The Barrettes. We went and stole one, right?
You and Extra Large and G-Nut.
Nah, me and my little crew. I had like a little jack crew I used to rock with. You know what I'm saying? That's from West Oakland and shit. Some of them from West Oakland, some of them from the Twomps and shit. You know,
Okay.
all from different little spots.
Right,
I used to go rock. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
had things with us, burners with us, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we go out and rock. You know what I'm saying? Do our thing, whatever. And so we went and got one, you know what I'm saying? I told
Goddamn
the homie,
Expendables.
I said, man, go get that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So I got the yak and the thing. I'm like, man, go get the shit. You go get the shit. And I hop in it and shit. You know, we get in the argument. I'm like, nigga, fuck you, get the fuck out. And then I drive the Short House, you know what I'm saying?
In the Barrettes.
In the Barrettes.
This nigga crazy.
Nothing like that lack.
I drive the Short House. He'll tell you too. He'll tell you. I drove this nigga house. On Myrtle, drove to Myrtle Street.
West Oakland.
In West Oakland. Started doing donuts in front of the house, right? You know, I tell you I can drive, nigga. So I'm like,
You had to prove to Short that you knew how to drive, nigga.
So you went and got a car like his.
Sideshow with a stolen
On his
Barrettes
ass.
for the Short shit.
For some fucking reason, he knew the motherfucker was stolen.
You think?
He said, man. He said, man, get that stolen ass car in front of my motherfucking house, nigga.
Ain't that a bitch? He
just
wasn't even
knew it was
impressed with your
stolen.
donuts.
No, he wasn't impressed at all. He was like, nigga, get that motherfucker stolen ass car in front of
Good
my
big
motherfucking
homie. Y'all
house.
want you to do the right thing. You get that stolen property away from my home.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Oh, my mama.